Welcome to Global Climate Change Foundation. Today, I'm going to talk about how does climate change affect by the biodiversity. The environmental changes being driven by climate change are disturbing natural habitats and species in ways that are still only becoming clear. There are signs that rising temperatures are impacting biodiversity. While changing rainfall patterns, extreme weather events, and ocean acidification are putting pressure on a species already threatened by other human activities. The threat posed by climate change to biodiversity is expected to increase, yet thriving ecosystems also have the capacity to help reduce the impacts of climate change. If current rates of warming continue, by 2030, global temperature could increase by more than 1.7 degrees centigrade, that will be 2.7 degree Fahrenheit, compared to before the Industrial Revolution. A major impact of climate change on biodiversity is the increase in the intensity and frequency of fires and storms and periods of drought. In Australia, at the end of 2019 and the start of 2020, 97,000 kilometers square of forest of surrounding habitats were destroyed by intense fires that are now known to have been made worse by climate change. This adds to the threat to biodiversity, which has already been placed under the stress by other human activities. It is thought that the number of threatened species in the area may have increased by 40% as a result of the fires. So, what will be the devastating moment of after 40% destructions? Rising global temperature also have the potential to alter ecosystem over longer periods by changing what can grow and live within them. There is an already evidence to suggest that reductions in water vapor in the atmosphere since the 1990s has resulted in 59% vegetated areas showing pronounced and browning and reduced growth rates worldwide. So, rising temperature is the oceans affect the marine organisms, and corals are particularly vulnerable to rising temperatures, and ocean acidification can make it harder for shellfish and corals and at upper ocean of form cells and hard skeletal system. So we have also seen changes in occurrence of marine algal blooms despite of having threats enforced by climate change to biodiversity. So we also know that natural habitats and play an important role in regulating climate and can help to absorb and store the carbon. Mangroves are significant the sinks for carbon, and Amazon is also one of the most biologically diverse places on the planet and on the enormous store of carbon. And up to 100 billion tons. Although recent study has suggested the Amazon may now be emitting more carbon than it absorbs. So safeguarding this natural carbon sinks from the further damage is an important part of limiting climate change. So all we are concerned what is going to be happened due to the temperature and overheating temperature and increasing of the temperature that will greatly impact on our biodiversity, especially the world and earth plant and Amazon also affected due to the and high temperature and climate crisis. So this is the right time to do something for saving our mother planet Earth. Thank you so much.